So let's just get into it. Here it is, your Daily Dispatch. All right, here it is, folks, your Daily Dispatch for Friday, the 11th of August, 2023. It was Pelosi. That's the headline at Infowars.com. Former Capitol Police Chief reveals setup behind January 6th. Tucker Carlson came out with his latest episode of his Twitter show. This was a bombshell interview with former Capitol Police Chief Stephen Sund. He explained what happened on January 6th in great detail. And we are going to go through this with a fine-tooth comb. Some major revelations from that interview. It was a redo of the interview that they originally did on Fox News, but it never aired before Tucker was fired. And so he redid it on his own show, and it is truly bombshell. Again, we'll go through that. We'll cover what they revealed, and we'll also do some speculation that even as Tucker is totally independent, he doesn't seem quite willing to take that next necessary step. So we'll do it for him. That's what we're here for. InfoWars, here to speculate about what may be left unsaid from that interview. So stay tuned for that. We'll do that in the first hour here. Next, we have this. Far left Brazil president says he's, quote, investing in the new global government will cede national sovereignty to the UN under climate emergency. Recent comments made by Brazil's far-left globalist president, Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva, are going viral as the leader who stole the election from populist former president Jair Bolsonaro explicitly stated he will allow a global government to supersede his own nation's constitution, literally ceding authority and sovereignty to an unelected global bureaucracy, just like we've been predicting for a long time. It's now being made official and done out in the open. Truly incredible. From the National Pulse, UK cops arrest autistic teen after lesbian officer gets offended. This is a crazy story. It's been going viral recently. A team of at least 7 law enforcement officers dragged an autistic teenager from her home in Leeds, England, after a policewoman took offense at being told she looked like a teen's lesbian grandmother. Video footage published on social media shows the 16-year-old cowering in a cupboard as her mother explains to the policewoman, who has cropped male haircut, that her daughter has autism and meant no offense, while the officer shrieks, "I don't care, she's going to be arrested." So we're entering into this very bizarre world where you can oppress the oppressors with your language. The cops who can haul you out of your home, even as an autistic teenager, with, you have unquestionable authority, but also you can get offended and therefore you are the oppressed. It's very bizarre. The other question is she actually a lesbian? Is it an offense to say a lesbian looks like a lesbian? Is she not a lesbian? Is this an offense against her because she's a lesbian, or is it against lesbians because she's not a lesbian? It's all very confusing and nonsensical because it's the modern world. And we have this. In the presidential election in the United States, DeSantis has slid even further down the rankings. He's now at 10 points in third place behind Vivek. Ron DeSantis has collapsed to just 10 points of support in the new presidential primary poll of 2,000 likely voters with a margin error of just 2.6%. The Florida governor now finds himself in third place behind outsider Vivek Ramaswamy, suggesting that the recent strategic changes and numerous campaign shakeups have had no effect on the Florida governor's precipitous decline in support. If anything, it has only increased it. Finally, we have this. Ex-CDC director says unredacted Fauci gain-of-function email reveals, quote, aggressive attempt to change the narrative. Dr. Robert Redfield served at the same time as Fauci under Trump. This, of course, comes on the heels of Rand Paul pushing for Fauci to be criminally indicted for lying under oath. We'll cover more of that, show you an in-depth report about the lies of Anthony Fauci a little bit later in the show. Stay tuned. It's going to be a good one today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
The globalists are only humans. Yeah, they have control of the central banks, they have a lot of power, but they can be defeated. But some of their operations are going to take decades to stop. But one thing you can do right now is take control of your body and your family's body by purifying the water that you drink and that you cook with. And you do it with the highest quality gravity-fed filter out there. This thing does 10,000 gallons. You can sit there and put hundreds of gallons through it a day. It purifies very quickly, and it cuts out thousands of chemicals to non-detectable levels. This is what I use, which my family uses. It's the very best system out there for the lowest price. For a limited time, 10% off on top of that, exclusively at InfoWarsStore.com on the Alexa Pure water filtration system. In stock, and replacement filters for folks that need those in stock. Get it today, and it funds the InfoWar. Don't procrastinate. This is one of the main areas we can take control of our lives and stop the globalists from hitting us with poison that they allow in the water supply. In some cases, they add to the water supply like fluoride.